Perfect. So first, I would like to welcome our new members. We have quite a few new members this week. Um, I'll start with uh, Huang. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. If you want to come off mute and introduce yourself, we'll start with you as one of our new members.
Hi, I'm Hương. I have just started at McGill as a faculty member in plant science. I'm looking for collaborators in many aspects of crop production. Weed biology and management is my main responsibilities, but I'm also interested in other aspects because at the end of the day, if I'm proposing any weed management program that would not be easily implemented, then that shouldn't be implemented anyway. So, yeah.
So you mentioned that you're looking for collaborators in crop protection. So
Yes.
is that like farmers and producers specifically that you're looking for?
Everyone,
Okay.
producer, technology providers, food processors.
Okay, sorry, I'm just taking notes as you talk here. Okay, great. So if anybody feels like they meet that area, feel free to reach out directly. We're always looking to engage amongst of the members of the group as well. Okay, the next person is Viola Day from Eat Berry Love. Let me just see. I don't know if she's on. I don't think I see her. So we'll skip over her. Then the next new member is Nathan Gray from Meshcom Engineering. And I also don't think I see him online yet. Um, Belinda McLintock from Peony Perfect. I don't see Belinda either. And the last new member is Elise Jackson from Heritage Plants, which I don't think she's also on. So this week we have five new members. So we're always looking to expand our network here. So feel free to share to your network. If any of the people who are here, not here this week, we'll give them an opportunity next week if they join the call as well. Next, we would like to introduce our presenter today. Simon Michaud, if I got that that right, from Desherbex. I'll let him introduce himself and then hand it over to you to begin your presentation.
Great. Thank you, Ashley. Gonna share my screen. You should be able to see it soon. Can you see it? Is it working? Great. So, hi everyone. Thank you for the presentation. For letting me present, I'm really glad to be part of the agrobotic working group today. We've heard a lot about it, and we're really glad to present our technology. I am Simon Michaud, founder and CEO of Desherbex. We are a young company based in Quebec. We are developing robotic weeding technologies with the goal of reducing your manual labor cost for weeding. What you can see here is our first product, a robotic implement with robotic arms to remove weeds. In this picture, it is working in a field of lettuce, but is it also currently able to weed in onions, carrots, and radishes? Um, we are a team of five young engineers with four great advisors helping us get that startup off the ground. We are also working with three incubators from Quebec and MNP. Um, Today, I would like to present a little bit of our story to you guys to show you where we came from and what we're doing. I will get more into details about the technology and how it works. And I will end up talking about the results we've had and where we're going in the next few years. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start this presentation. If you have any question at the end, I will be glad to take them and to talk to you more into details about what we're doing. So this Abex story starts about 6 years ago, while I was working on the development of an autonomous tractor for a Quebec company. Um, uh, uh, while conducting the early trials with a small buggy you can see here. I did end up talking with the grower about what he thought about the product, and he explained to me that the autonomous tractor was really interesting, but that summer he really had many issues with weeding. It was really tough for him having his workers do the job and work in the field. So his main issue was the people doing this job, and he showed me a solution. Um, it was massage tables pulled by a tractor. This is not exactly what I've seen, but it was close to what he showed me. Uh, at the time, it was his only way that workers would accept to do the job. Uh, turns out it was not so much better for the workers. They did stop using that machine because it did end up messing up their back as well. But it really showed me how big of a problem weeding can be. And I bet a lot of you have a similar problems. Weeds are a tricky thing that can resist many forms of treatment, often forcing you to go back to manual weeding to keep control of your field. So that's why we founded Desherbex. I'm going to show you a little video. Our goal is to develop technology to give you a durable and accessible alternative for manual weeding. We're trying to imitate the dexterity of our hands and the perception of our eyes. We came up with an implement composed of multiple robotic arms that can remove weeds in many different ways, all according to your needs and desires. It is based on AI, making it flexible and versatile. And I did end up showing you a bunch of slow-mos because finding weeds is always painful. So seeing them explode a little bit can be satisfying, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Um, so if I get into more details of how the technology works, we can separate it in three parts, like the machines, the arms, and the weeding tools. For the machine, it is pulled and powered directly by your tractors. It is really quick and easy to install. It has four wheels, so it stands on its own. Uh, it is available in size ranging from 6 to 20 feet, which can be single or single to triple bed. We aim to sell it with a return on investment in less than 2 years. Uh, we can install from 8 to 12 independent robotic arms on each single bed implement. It can operate to speeds up to 2 kilometers per hour. Just to nuance what I'm saying, it typically works at 1 kilometer per hour. If there's not a lot of weeds, we can go up to two, attacking weeds individually. But when there's a lot of weeds, we get to go a little bit slower to get to remove them all. What's really interesting about what we've developed is that it is configurable and tailored to your field. It can either be from the size of the machine to the number of robotic arm you can install, to the types of weeding and effector that you can use. Uh, and we can even go up to the different ways you do the job, from the different ways the robotic arm can do the weeding on the close to the crop. It is powered by a constantly evolving AI. So that means that every day we spend in the field, the AI gets better at detecting the weeds, the plants, and the different ways it can remove them. And currently, as I've said, we've been working in onions, carrot, lettuces, and more. We are ready for new crops in less than 2 days. So if we want to try something new, it is really quick to have to be able to work in those new fields. Um, our technology is really based around the robotic arms. I'm going to start by explaining to you more of the image on the right and then getting back to the text on the left. Uh, we are, as I've said, it's based on independent robotic arms, which means that every arm has its own camera, its own computer, and its own set of motors and its weeding tool. It is weeding the weeds in front of it, and it is independent from the other weeding tool. It also means that we can place the robotic arms anywhere on the machine. We can place them to be directly in front of your crop, a little bit on the side, or anywhere really you want to place it. It is installed by simply connecting two wires and fixing two bolts. And there are handles on the robotic arm, so it's really easy to just pull them out and pull them back. So if there are maintenance to be done, it can be done in minutes. You can swap tools in minutes. Um, what's really cool about those robotic arms, so that's more of the mechanical part of the robotic arms. More on the software side, it can do individual or zone-based weeding. So individual is removing weeds one by one, or you can do zone-based weeding, so going near the crop and really eliminating all the weeds in a certain zone. As we have a 2 millimeter precision, we can get really close to those vegetables without harming them. It is depth controlled, so we are able to detect the depth of the soil, always being able to work with the in the depth you want, which means that if there's a rock or if there's a hole in the ground, we can follow it, we can track it, and we'll always be weeding even if there are irregularities on the soil. It is reliable in muck, mineral, and clay soils. We can, as I said, we can do tool swaps in minutes, and we have at the end of those robotic arms interchangeable weeding tools, of which there are 3 models available today. For examples, we have grippers, rotary tools, and blades. So when we started working on the product, we started with grippers, removing those weeds just like we do by hand, so taking them out one by one. Um, it was quite slow, and it was not as efficient in mineral soil as the ground can be a lot harder, and the weeds were not willing to get pulled out. So, talking with farmers, with our partners, mostly Delfla and Fermat and Van Winden at the time, we got the idea of going for rotary tools. So that was in April. In May, we had our first prototype in the field of a rotary tool, and by the end of July, we had the finished product for the rotary tool, working really well, and we get being our main tool for eliminating weeds. We don't really use grippers anymore, but if you have specific desires for them, we have uh, 3 or 4 variants of those grippers. And the blades, they're also coming from farmers' desires. It is simply not to the rotary tools were more difficult to use in lettuces as they spray a little bit of dirt. They can on the leaves. Getting dirt on the leaf was not something they wanted in lettuce, so we worked on something more passive. So blades, we can really go under the lettuce leaves, get that top layer of weeds out of under the leaves and doing the job. So that's the few weeding tools we have right now. We also have variants of each, but we're going to have new ones maybe that we'll be trying this summer as well. Uh, I have a little video of the evolution of our technology in the last few years. This summer will be our 5th years in the field, so we did get a lot of time to develop and improve the technology. When we started in 2023, we were working with the grippers you've seen. As I've said, they were not as efficient as they are quite slow, and they have to remove really the weeds one by one. So going at speeds more than 0.25, 0.3 kilometers per hour were difficult for the technology. And obviously, hard soil was difficult. So we came up with the rotary tools in 2024. The results were much better. We required a little bit less precision to be efficient, and it allowed us to get a little faster. We went from zero point 0.1 to 0.35 kilometers per hour. Still very slow. We were calculating the amount of time we needed to spend in the field to do a good job in the different farms we were in, and we decided that we needed to improve the speed. So in 2025, we came up with the technology where we were able to go from 0.5 kilometers per hour to 2 kilometers per hour, with the typical operating speed being at 0.8. You can see it working individual weeding in cover crops right here, so in barley, where we only wanted to remove the weeds and not the barley. But still, with individual weeding, we saw that since the machine was going faster, uh, it was not as efficient as it should be. So we came up with zone weeding, so staying close to the plant, having a specific zone to eliminate those weeds, staying close to the ground, removing them just one by one. I will add that in those videos, there were still early trials of zone weeding. We were not able to do continuous zone weeding since we were kind of going from individual weeding to sequence of weeds. We're only able to weed 10 weeds, one after the other in zone weeding at a time. We are now able to do continuous zone weeding, and we will be implementing it at the beginning of the next summer. We're also working on plant level weeding. So for lettuce is a good example where we have those blades going under every lettuce and going really to get those weeds from under the leaves. Uh, it did work really well. We were able to really remove those weeds that were not being removed by other machines. And what's really amazing is that we have a lot of control on the different parameters to do that job. It can either be from the protection zone around the plant to the depth on which you want to be in the soil, um, and many other different trajectories you can take to remove those weeds. So there's a lot of possibility with our technology, and really we need to uncover that with you guys to see what you want and what can be done about that. So for results of the last few years, I wanted to show you to give you numbers to give you a better idea of how it works. Our typical operating speed back in 2024 was 0.35 kilometers per hour. It did go up to 0.8 kilometers per hour by the end of this summer. And this is the typical operating speed. The max was 2 kilometers per hour this summer. And we have weeding speed going from 3 weeds per second for the whole machine to 30 weeds per second. So that means 3 weeds per second per arm. So this summer, every arm we had on the machine was as efficient as the whole machine the summer before. So those were really great results. We were proud about them. And next summer, we're aiming for that kilometer per hour typical operating speed and for going to 50 weeds per second with continuous zone weeding. We think those goals are really safe for us to achieve in the beginning of the summer. So we're really excited to try them in the next few weeks. And I did include a few pictures of the of how it worked in the of the results directly into radishes. So you can see a comparison of a non-weeded versus weeded zone using the machine. And those photos were taken 9 days after treatment. So on the left, you can see a little parcel of crops where we did not work, and on the right, where our machine did go through removing those weeds. You can see we did, I think, a great job there removing the main parts close to the radishes. And this is 9 days after treatment, so you can see that those weeds did not grow back. So yeah, we're really, really proud to see those pictures at the end of the summer. So really excited to get to try the zone weeding in onions and other crops at the beginning of next summer. Um, this is it for the part about the machine and the results. I wanted to tell you that we're really proud to be powered by Quebec's leading growers. Uh, Ever since we've started the company, we've been working with farmers to get their opinion on everything we're developing. Delfland, Fermat and Van Winden, and Ferme Farnham are farms that have been with us for the last few years. They are great innovation leaders that helped us get there. We had the chance we were able to work there in organic and conventional type of vegetables, and we did try muck and mineral soil there. This summer, we're also proud to work at Maraîcher LEL in beets. They're also a great innovation leader in conventional and mineral soil. So yeah, we are always actively engaging with interested innovators. We are partnering with many other farms in different ways, but if you are interested and you have any ideas for us, it will be a pleasure to talk with you to get your ideas maybe in our machines. So right now, where we are, our current stage, we are selling our first commercial model It is a 6 feet wide machine with 10 robotic arms. It is proven in, as I said, in onions, lettuce, and radishes. It can perform in muck and mineral soils, and it is able to cover 25 acres a week for 10-hour days and 5 days a week. Obviously, we can work day and night, but so if you want to make it work more, it can do it. It is currently sold at the purchase price of $150,000, and we sell it with a $5,000 seasonal package for improvement of the AI and the robotic software. We aim for a target return on investment of 2 years, and we can rent it for about $1,000 a day if you want to try it. So you might be wondering what's next for us, what's coming up for Desherbex this summer. We will be working at average speed of 1 kilometers per hour and doing continuous zone weeding, as I've said. We're really excited to have our 12 feet implement deployed at Fermat Van Winden this summer, uh, trying to work in those crops. It will be hydraulic powered, so that means that we will be using the hydraulic output of the tractor to convert it into the electricity we need to make the robotic arms work. We will be trying new tools, new weeding tools. We have 2 or 3 ideas that we want to try. And obviously, we will be doing a lot of demos. We are already looking uh, for onions, lettuce, and radishes, and carrots to invite farmers to see how the machine works in those. It can either be public or private demos, so we'll be really glad to see if people want to come, either in groups or just by themselves. And we're also trying new crops. So at Maraîcher Léal, we will be working in beets. At Fermat Van Winden, we will be trying celery root, fennel, and cabbage. We'll also be trying in another partner farm garlic, and we'll be trying dense carrots. So carrots, a lot of carrots per inches. Another thing we're really proud about that's coming up for 2026 is that we've been selected for independent field evaluation from the Quebec Produce Growers Association and the Horticultural Innovation Expertise Network. That means that we will be evaluating our technology under the REIH's official weed control assessment protocol. So the results will be published the next fall. So Ashley, if I'm giving a little hint to hope to be invited back to show those results to you guys next fall.
That'd be great to have you back to hear those results.
Amazing. So yeah, you might be wondering, what about us? What about Ontario? So we're inviting you to join the next phase. Uh, uh, we have a few objectives this summer with you guys. Obviously, we want to invite you to our field demonstration in Quebec. I know it's not always easy to come to us, but if you have time in your schedule and you have specific moments where it can work, I will be pleased to make time and to show you how the machine can work. Uh, Also, more specifically, we're looking for Holland Marsh type soil validation. As we've been working a lot in muck soils in the last few years, we would like to see if we can transpose our results to the Holland Marsh soils and see if the machine would be interesting there. We're also looking for crop-specific optimization. The example I like to give is that beets were not on our priority list in the last few years, but since they've lost Betamix, it became a priority, and we're trying it this summer. So if you have similar issues with certain crops or even with weeds that are resistant, please tell us. It will be we're always happy to look at crop specific optimization and to change our priorities sometimes. So we'd like to hear what are your needs in Ontario. And we are looking for regional partnerships for this summer or the next. If we are able to get things going and if the partnerships can be done, we hope to do 1 or 2 demos in Ontario this summer. And those partnerships, what growers could gain, well, obviously, it's priority access to our technology. direct influence on the next generation of crop optimization, and you would be working in close collaboration with our technical team. So just like Delfland, Fermat and Van Winden, Ferme Farnham and Maraîcher Léal, you would have your word with us on what we should develop next, what we should try in your field, what's the different trajectories you would like to see, or even the weeding tool that could work there. So the technical team is always open for ideas and for constructive criticism. So please, it would be we're always happy to work with farmers that have great and new ideas for us. So I did go quite fast into my presentation. That was pretty much it. So let's connect to discuss your challenges. I'm sure you have many questions. I will be glad to take them and to get into more details. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your technology and your journey, how you got to here. We have a lot of questions in the chat. I see Chuck, your hands up first. So we'll start with you.
Yeah, good presentation, Simon. And I just remember meeting you guys for the first time in Montreal there, and it's been fun to watch the development of the company over the last 3 years, 4 years. One of the questions that been brought up to us by growers in the marsh and others is a reluctance to move the soil.
Hmm.
So we have tried cultivators and things, and the farmers are somewhat reluctant to disturb the muck soil because they're afraid of for legitimate reasons, soil movement and these kinds of things. And I'm just curious what the growers in Quebec and what their perspectives are on that. And I'm just wondering what they're saying about just not wanting to move that layer of soil with a implement.
Yeah, no, it's obviously important in Quebec as well. Um Last summer, when we worked in onions, we were working with individual weeding just to not disturb the soil too much, not to create too much soil movement. The zone weeding, what's interesting is that it's not forced to be working in the soil at all time. It can only work when there's weeds in there, so it can disturb the soil only at necessary spots where there are a lot of weeds. Also, I think a really interesting thing we can do. Uh, we have another rotary tool that's more like a rotary saw, but on the horizontal instead of vertical. We're able to cut the plant stem uh, out of the ground as well, so you can really control the depth to be sure that there's minimal soil disturbance. Those are interesting things we can do and try this summer at Delfland and other farms. Um, and yeah, no, it's also an issue here in Quebec where I think what's interesting as well is that we can work in bigger crops when onions are bigger as well, uh, so that we're able to do the job when there's no when the soil disturbance is maybe less tricky.
Yeah, that's a good answer. And I noticed like in Europe, the European farmers don't seem to be as concerned about the soil movement as we are here for whatever the reason is, and I haven't got a good answer on it. My
Hmm.
follow up to that would be like you've got the 6 foot machine that you've got built and you're building a 12 foot. Like, are you going, like, what capacity will you have? Like, if we wanted to bring one in and try it out, like, I have a grower in mind that would be interested. You and I had talked in the past. Um, but what kind of capacity do you have for equipment?
Yeah, so we're able capacity meaning what we can bring this summer, the type of machine. Yeah. So this summer we have a 6 feet wide available for demos that we can bring pretty much anywhere. The 12 foot is will be working mostly at Fermat Evan Winden during the whole summer, but maybe by the end we will be able to take it out and bring it for demos. We wish to have a 20 feet machine by 2027 as well. That will be mostly for demos. So yeah, it will be coming up soon. Yeah, and I think I forgot to mention that I wanted to tell you during the last question, but it kind of got out of my mind. We're also able to detect specific weeds. So in onions in Quebec, we have issues with pigweeds that are herbicide resistant. We're able to only remove those with our tool. So if you want to minimize soil disturbance, we're able to just remove the weeds that will resist the herbicides. So making it a little less, making the soil a little less disturbed.
Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. I don't see any more hands up, so we'll move to the chat questions. Just scrolling up here. Virginie Rochette said, very interesting technology. What are your next steps? Oh, I think your question was already answered, so we'll skip over that one. Uh, Ryan McCartney, love the concept. Practically speaking, at 1 kilometer an hour, how do you manage the tractors moving that slowly? Is that a limitation?
Can you repeat it? Sorry.
Yep. So as the tractors are moving at 1 kilometer an hour, how do you manage the tractors to move that slowly? Is it a limitation, having them be able to move slower than uh, normal?
Yeah, so yeah, it was a kind of a limitation going under a kilometers per hour. We had to use tractors with creeper speeds. Um, but yeah, the this summer we were working with a typical John Deere 5M without, or maybe with creeper speed, but at its lower main gear, we're able to go at zero point 0.6 kilometers per hour, and it worked really well. We are completely independent from the tractor, so it doesn't the track the farmer can choose the speeds of its tractor, and the robot will follow and remove those weeds as it can. Obviously, if it's going faster, we have less time to remove those weeds. So there's a few going back, going past the machine, a few more going past the machine. But yeah, no, the speed is not that much of a limitation. It's mostly for what farmers are able to do and what can work for them. But the typical speed for the results you've seen with the radishes is more near a kilometer per hour.
Right, perfect. Our next question, great tech. Why did your team of engineers pursue the mechanical option rather than lasers or electric pulses? What were the main challenges of the development process?
Yeah, so we started development process back in 2020. I think back then there were not a lot of machines for lasers. We did try early trial of lasers, but the development the cost was really impressive, and the machine would have cost some much bigger cost, as you know right now with the available machines. But why we really went for mechanical weeding is because we know that the job we do is durable. We know that weeds will not be able to resist a saw coming at it and cutting its stem. So we saw micro spraying of herbicides, but herbicide resistant weeds will always be resistant. So we thought maybe they need something a little more permanent to kill them. So yeah, that's why we went the mechanical way.
All right, great. Um, the next question. Um, Thank you for your presentation. We run a demonstration event at the Ag Robotics Working Group in the summer in Simcoe, Ontario. And we would love to invite you to that event. So maybe we'll chat offline about, I know you mentioned having some demonstrations on Ontario. So Dan and I will reach out to you to see how we can kind of help support that as well. So we'll take that
Great.
one offline as we're starting to plan out what our demos will look like this summer.
Yeah, amazing. I would love that.
The next question or comment, the AI Weed ID module that you use, is it trained to ID crops or weeds? Does the machine learn as it moves in the field? And is it fully autonomous?
Yeah, so the AI, it is trained. It was at the beginning, it was trained to ID crops. Right now, we are adding specific weeds that we want to ID. We're also able to ID barley and other cover crops that we don't want to eliminate. But yeah, with pigweeds, we did add this to the machine this summer to be able to weed them specifically. If you for other weeds that are herbicide resistant, they will be coming up as well. It does learn as it moves in the field. We are taking pictures while we are working. We are using those pictures to train the AI. And it is, while it's fully autonomous in its work, it is not, it is still pulled by the tractor. So we still need a tractor to put it. But yeah, it's fully autonomous. There is a tablet in the tractor to control it, to just look at how the arms are working, to tune the parameters for different safety procedures, or to add a different to to see if you want to weed specific things or different parameters. Yeah.
Perfect. David, you have your hand up? Oh,
Um, this might be a silly question, but is there an opportunity to use several modalities, different forms of a mechanical removal, as you are doing, including maybe heat or laser or something else? I don't know. All at the same time. So it seems like your strategy is to go wider,
Hmm.
use one modality. So you're going to use your rotating cutter and go wider so you can do more for economy of scale. But
Hmm.
could you go longer where you start with picking, then you go to rotary, then you go to blade and digging, and then maybe you use heat or flame or laser? Um, because there's not just one type of weed, obviously.
Hmm.
And obviously the complexity gets way too high. But is there an opportunity to do more than one thing simultaneously on a row versus doing just one thing on the width of a row?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have a great opportunity to do that. We are hoping to have multimodal weeding, which is not mechanical in the future. We are really in early talks for different partnerships in those areas as well, with technologies that are not from Canada. But we hope that this will allow us to get the strengths and the strengths and to complement the strengths of different technologies to really do a good job in one pass. But yeah, no, we hope to include lasers one day. We hope to include maybe herbicide specific weeding, electrical, and different types. Yeah. So, but currently, yeah, we are already able to do multimodal mechanical weeding. You can just change the end effector and select the tool you want, and say it's a blade instead of a rotary tool, and it will do multimodal mechanical weeding. But yeah, no, all the weeding tools are independent. They're really easy to install, so we could actually install them on any machines. We did do trials with buggies, and we did do trials with a really small quad. It did not work well, but it did work a little bit. So, but yeah, we can be pulled by pretty much anything. So yeah, we really hope to be able to do multimodal weeding in the future.
perfect. Do you want to turn off your presentation while we do the Q&A? We have a couple
Yeah,
more
of course.
questions to get through. That way we can see everybody's faces as well. Um,
Great.
I see El Finacci's a hand up. Did you have a follow-up to your question?
Okay, yeah. Hi, Simon. Good presentation. I just wanted to comment on something you said about the speed. So, this past summer, I worked on with the Nile Oreo and the pixel farming laser. And from our observations, we kind of think that speed plays a role on the quality of the weeding that is being done. So at a faster speed, you get a poor quality work. And also for your machine that uses weed ID, it needs to be fully kind of autonomous. That's deciding its own speed so that its weed identification can be, perfect. So I think maybe if it is something you guys might consider for the future, it might be the best thing to think in that direction of full autonomy. Because, like someone previously said, it's really hard to get the tractor to move at that slow speed. And if the machine is deciding its own speed, it will be able to do a better job. So it's just a comment and suggestion to you.
No, I take it. Thank you. Uh, we are able to recommend the speed for the machine to work depending on the density of weeds. Uh, but we will not be working on independent machines, but we are really willing to partner with different NIO or even Pixel Farming that has their own autonomous tractor. But yeah, of course, we would like to work with them. The machine is pulled and independent from the tractor, so you can put us on anything and it will still do the weeding. So, but yeah, we will be concentrating our efforts on different ways of eliminating those weeds and getting better at the job. And if there's autonomous tractors that want to work with us, we'll be glad to do it.
Perfect. Chuck, you had your hand up?
Well, and I think that's a great point, Simon, is that you focus on what you do the best, and there's lots of other autonomous platforms that we can integrate in there, and I think that's great to keep that focus.
Mm, no, yeah, I think we really hope to do such a partnership in the future.
Jim, you had your hand up earlier. Did you still have a question?
Sorry about that. My dog, the FedEx guy, was here or something. So I had a question, Simon. Thank you for the presentation. It's very good. And was just wondering a little bit about the vision system that you're using on the tractors, and it's okay if it's a secret, but I just was curious.
Yeah, of course. So on every arm, there's a camera. So every arm is independent from the rest. We're able to detect the weeds directly on those arms. So really, we can place it anywhere and it's going fine. We have a control center on the machine for the artificial intelligence to just compute everything, but every arm is in control of itself. So yeah, we don't need cameras in front of the tractor. We have other cameras under the machine to see the robotic arm work in a different angle, just to make sure that there's no one doing crazy stuff. But yeah, we're able to supervise the machine and see what the robotic arms can see directly from the tablet and the tractor.
And then whoops.
Oh, you mute yourself.
Yeah, I did. And you share the data between farms or between yourselves and other farms, or how does that work?
Currently, what do you mean share the data between the farms?
So you do one farm, one beet farm, and then you do the other beet farm, and then do you share the weeding data or that kind of thing?
Currently, we use the images from all crops we try together for the AI, but all the data is confidential. We keep it in different. We are able to separate it from farms in between farms, and we for the results it's the same thing. We separate the result from different farms because all farms are quite different from so the results are often a little different as well. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think we have one more hand up. Sidhu, did you want to ask your question?
Yes. Hi, Simon. Thank you for the presentation. I just had one question, quite general. So I had been following Carbon Robotics, and lately they have mentioned that they have labeled about 150 million plants. So that is like enormous data. And
Hmm.
just wondering if, like a company like yours or other uh, companies who are working on AI vision models, they can use those kind of data, and are those data are like generally or publicly available to use?
Hmm. So I don't think the data from Carbon Robotics are publicly available. I did see that they were using a lot of crops to be able to identify them individually. But yeah, no, they're not publicly available. We have our own model. We at the beginning of the startup, we did use from public available uh, things, but right now we were able to since then we've been able to develop our own database, and it allowed us to really have the specific types of scenes that we see directly on our machine from our robotic arms. So to be more specific and get more precise. But yeah, we
Okay.
wish it would be public. We'd love that.
Yeah, I think that would save a lot of efforts overall, especially for different companies, because especially the plant species are different and uh, yeah, so that could be useful if that is available publicly. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't there a database in Saskatchewan that's a big, huge public database?
Yeah, there's a few database like this one that we can get those images and see how it works. But yeah, it did help at the beginning.
Perfect. Sean, Sharp actually has a question about some of the weeding as well. He saw the technology successfully managing different annual weeds, and ragweed in particular. Have you evaluated it on any perennial weeds like Canada thistle or creeping thistle?
Yeah, no, I don't think we have evaluated those. I would be really glad to talk to you more in detail, Sean, to see what can be done there and how we can work with them. But yeah, we're working on that. We're improving the amount of weeds, the specific weeds we work on. So yeah, if you have specific weeds, please tell them to us, and we'll be looking at them in more details.
Okay, perfect. If you want to drop your email in the chat afterwards as well, we can have people reach out directly to you if they have any
Great.
follow-up questions. Our next question, is demonstration validation trials of your company in Ontario in 2026 could be potentially funded by AAFC, Regional Collaboration and Partnership Program. I don't know if that's more of a comment or of a question, Maxine.
No, I think it's a bit of both, but yeah, we really wish it would be. I think it could be potentially be funded by the regional program, and we would be really glad to harness to use that as a lever. Yeah.
I just
Okay.
meant to say that if there's interest from people on the Ontario side, the ecosystem in Quebec is mobilized to move this and make it happen.
Hmm.
Okay, I think we just have two more comments in the chat. Muck soil subsidence is often the concern for distributing it. Thermal, laser, or electric may be good to try on you. I think that's more of a comment.
Hmm.
And then I think Jim's question was answered earlier about the vision system as well. Oh,
Yeah,
David,
yeah.
you had one more question?
Yep, just quick question. Again, might be silly. What are there any companies that just sell you confidential image data? So as you're developing something, are there any companies that, like a Google, that has a huge database of 150 million pictures that you just pay to use, and then once you're trained, you work out a deal? I don't know, maybe you just pay to use it once. I'm just curious because it seems like the training data is one of the hurdles, the obstacles to speed of development for all our companies. So
Hmm.
can you buy your way in?
Uh, I I do think you can. It's always the money needed to do it. Uh, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know that if startups wanted to use our datas, we would have to ask farmers if we can share them with them and if we can do it. But it would be an option to just sell those data and see if it could be done to help other companies progress. I know we worked with the University of Sherbrooke to try to make a database public for weeding and for detecting specific plants. But yeah, it's always tricky. It's always the difficulty where it's in between secrets, company secrets, and public information. So yeah.
Chuck, you had another comment?
Well, I was going to say that Western Growers and that organization, California, has a database that they offer as part of some of their startup companies that go through. I don't know how much value it has, and I know members of my team have been meeting with a group on using artificial images. And have you worked with those at all, Simon?
No, we have not worked with artificial images. We did back when we started, we used public available datas. But now we have quite a robust AI pipeline where we take a few pictures by hand before going to the field, for new crops, just to get an idea of what it looks like, giving the AI a little lead on the crop we're trying. And then once we get into the field, usually we start at 60-70% of detections. A day after that, we're at 85-90%. And as I said, after 2 days, the machine is pretty much detects everything you need to do the weeding. So yeah, it's quite in our case, it's really quick to get from zero to a good working machine and new crops.
Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty standard to what other companies that I've heard too. That's good. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the end of our question and answer period. Unless anybody else has any final questions. Oh, there's one more question in the chat as I'm speaking. How much effect will the camera type have if a different database is used other than what comes through its vision? It may be a question to consider before using other databases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the camera type can have an impact, but the main impact mostly is positioning, the difference in the of light that you can see, the colors as well. So obviously the camera type has an impact on those, but really the positioning is quite the most important, and obviously the quality of the image we get. Yeah.
Okay. And then one last question, or more of a comment. Synthetic images to further train a deep learning model. I might question how useful an image might be from a different camera, different machine because of the focal lighting difference. Just a
Mm-hmm.
comment from Eric from Amatha.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think we'll end the question and answer period there. Thank you, Simon, for coming on to our meeting today and sharing your technology and everybody's comments and conversation today. I love to see how many people had their cameras on today. So that was great to see as well. I just have a few project updates to go over before we finish up the meeting. So again, thank you, Simon, and then we'll be in touch to get you back on the call to present maybe some of the findings after that evaluation that you spoke about.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
and
you, everyone.
don't be afraid to join our calls every
Yes.
Friday. Like we're great to have you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you very much for taking giving me the time, and we really hope to continue speaking with you guys. But yeah, definitely be joining the calls next Fridays.
Perfect. We'll be in touch.
Thanks.
Thanks. So in terms of project updates, we will be at the London Farm Show. We have an ag robotics zone there. And for the first day, we're looking for some small companies or startups who are interested in having a presence at the London Farm Show, but don't either have the staffing for the full 3 days or in the budget. So if you are interested in having a smaller booth within the ag robotics area, reach out to myself or Dan, and we can give you some more details on that to really showcase some of the smaller companies that are part of our working group, and have that presence and build out our network further. So reach out to us. We're happy to share some more information on that. And then I think that's it for project updates. Dan is at the Northern Ontario Ag Conference this week, so he'll be back next week. And then there's a couple new conferences and events that we've added to the agenda as well. There's the Ag Tech Outlook webinar on February the 9th. So look at the agenda if you do want to register for that. Kane has their fireside chat on Monday as well. The Future of Food conference starts next week as well, so hope to see some people there. Waterloo, there's an agrovoltaics Canada conference.
Agrivoltaics.
Thank you, Jack. um, Again, the tickets and registration is in the agenda for everything. And then there's a couple others, Ontario Fruit and Veg Convention in Niagara Falls later this month. Next month is the London Farm Show. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me directly on it. Ottawa Valley has their farm show also in March. Lambton Shores Agriculture Forum. This is a new event that Lambton Shores is putting on. There is information in the agenda, so if you're curious about the speakers or attending it, check that out. And then again, we'll have our Canadian Agrobotics and AI Summit at the end of March as well. Registration is open. So if you have questions on that, feel free to contact me. And then I don't think we have time for a roundtable discussion today, unless there's anybody who has any comments or conversation to add for the next 4 minutes. Great, perfect. Oh, sorry, Garson, you had a question.
Thanks, Ashley. I was just wondering if the in-person meeting is still planning to take place.
Yes, thank you for reminding me for that. We will be doing an in-person Agrobotics Working Group meeting at the London Farm Show on the final day. So that information will come out probably next week. Just inviting everybody to attend it as well. So we will be having that in person in March. Thank you for the reminder.
Nope, no, no problem. Just planning out my travel schedule.
Of course, of course. Um, any other questions before we wrap up today? Okay, great. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for the conversation. And Simon, again, thank you for coming to speak to our group.
A pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Actually, before I take off, I sent you an email about sponsorship package for the
Yes,
26th.
I will. I'm just getting that wrapped up for you. We've had our poultry show this week, so I've been kind of off-site with that. But I do have that ready to send to you today.
Oh,
So
that's
thank you
wonderful.
for your patience for that.
No problem.
Garson, are you in Ottawa this week?
I am. Yep. I'm heading out on, I'll be there Sunday night.
Ashley will be up there as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just
why
saw
don't
your name
we?
on our list last night. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah, I'll be there.
Chuck and I'll be up there as well. So we'll catch up.
excellent. That's great. I'll be there through
Perfect.
Thursday.
Yeah, see you, buddy.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, you too.